Raleigh.
And the
ball got away from him on the
jumping.
dribble. Looked like it might have hit his leg.
The place is sold out.
Delaware State jump
You're
ball
watching
call.
the AC. NC State looking for their 20th win. And we're underway as the Wolfpack wins the
Get loud in here tonight. You've got an in-state rival and a very important game for the Wolfpack.
Wonder Copeland, a quick dish, and down a little.
This team is prepared for the zone on the first possession.
Did probing that, the 3-2. Foster decides to drive it all the way and lay it in.
And a great job by Dumba.
Second from the
Here's
shot
Boozer with a touch. 23 points, 10 rebounds a game. Trying to fight his way through the zone, and that worked out just beautifully. Up and in. Played several years for the Michigan State Spartans. Into the corner for Williams. Got it. And a three-pointer on the money.
That's the necessity.
Away, and McNeil with the rebound tears it away. Williams will pull up and pop. One and done there. Solomon on the move. The swing for McNeil. Very dangerous beyond that line. Here's Williams. Got it.
But a Duke team that's as good or better than the one we're seeing defensively right now.
Pushes that one in.
Gentle fragrance-free formulas.
Here's Evans
So
in
when
the
it
open
comes to
floor.
soothing skin for the whole family, there's before, and then there's after.
Good look, and he hit it.
Offensive rebound by Caleb Foster leads to
Roads
assist.
connect us.
Cassar knocked out his second three of the game.
We share them with strangers.
Williams again.
Tipped yet, so he hasn't been able to get the basketball inside the painted area. And so the zone has been working for the Wolfpack outside of Dame Sarr. Williams off to an even better start.
Evans rattles that one in from three-point land. There's one way to beat the zone at Cameron Indoor on Saturday. Down to 2 now. Copeland elects to pass it. Here's Williams. Got it! Right at the buzzer of the shot clock.
And being that he was able to get a couple to go early, you see how aggressive he is now.
The kick out for McNeil, but it's not there for him. Booz, the best rebounder for the Pack, picks that one off. He's had an excellent season. Abel from the corner swishes it in. Shot clock is down to 7. He'll scoop it and miss. On the run out. Here's Sarr to attack and lay it in. Nice adjustment at the end.
Attacking the basket, there's no one back to really affect Sarr at the rim.
He has 8 points already. Abel on the baseline, leads it out nicely, and Lubin
On the field, a lot of it is because he gets a number of nice feeds just like that from Matt Abel.
Evans way downtown, yes!
He doesn't matter if it's to his own bench, if it's the Duke bench, whoever. He is going to be talking the entire game. A very vocal player, and he loves Will Wade because
the talented freshman for Baltimore, as that pass is picked off by Brown. He slams it down. Gungba goes for it, a collision on the play.
a lot is let go when you have those
A
conversations.
superb crew here tonight. The catch by Boozer. Did not make the shot, but he's going to the line. Ron Groover.
But you need no hair tips.
One thing I got going on right now. And Menya trying to dump it down low. Boozer off the fake. Hit again, and he made that one.
And to finish a play when you got a 6'4", 225-pound guy on your back.
Where the legs are like tree trunks. State and number 2, Arizona. In the corner, Harris got a really good.
But he's starting to gain so much more trust with his coach, Jon Scheyer.
Williams trying to heat up again. Banging with the rookie. Can't get that to go.
Monday they practiced at DePaul and then made the trip to South Bend, but Jon Scheyer made it very clear this was a business trip for them.
Abel lines one up, around and up.
It's automatic. Evans with 2 great looks, unable to get either of them to go.
So not quite as hot as he was against Virginia on Saturday. Pretty move by Abel.
Career highs versus Miami and versus North Carolina in this building, but he struggled since then.
Boozer, picture purple. Freshman from Baltimore, at his best game at a college level against North Carolina on February 17. He had 19. There's Williams right back at it.
But that
Evans. Bounce pass to Caden Boozer. Finds his brother open. But an air ball miss. Gungba will play. They'll be taking on North Carolina next Saturday in the rematch. First one, 7 to get up a shot. Copeland tried to thread the needle. It's 4 turnovers for a team that rarely kicks the ball away.
But Duke make a mistake with the full court pressure, but if they don't, then you know you get back to your responsibilities in that zone.
Pass interrupted, but a nice job by.
But Duke has been able to step up and knock down some threes, which has allowed them to build the 5-point lead.
Boozer in the lane, banks it up, and they're going to cut to the foul line where he makes 78%. Ibube with the personal challenge for the rest of the game. Under 5 minutes. Doesn't mean there can't be an appeal in there. Here's Boozer going strong, and helps
to his season average on the year.
78% tonight from the line. And 9 points. These are the featured games. Duke and North Carolina, of course, at 6:30. Followed by Alabama and Auburn. The night capped off by Texas Tech and BYU.
Coach, you know I would have shot it from the NC State logo in the middle of the floor. So, yeah, that we would never have to worry part of this first half in establishing Boozer in the painted area. He played about the first 8 minutes of game action without a field.
A nice sense for the Wolfpack on their home floor court. A little bit of a danger zone.
It is that, and especially when you consider you've got him. He talked about how his 2 best playmakers could be his big men.
Got that basket. That's going to be goaltending. Particularly with the assist totals, it's 16 against SMU in a game where he did not turn the ball over once.
Now building that 14-point lead, and Copeland missing the first, missing both free throws. ACC performer this year. Now I'm not sure which team he will be on, but he's absolutely an all-ACC performer. He had a ACC Player of the Week award, and a lot of it had to do with conversations and the talking, but they have learned to love him here in Raleigh.
Over the top, Boozer will finish that.
And that's just
the second tallest team in the country. The swing for Lubin. He's denied initially by Caden Boozer, but recovered to lay it in.
But sticking to really an unnecessary foul on that possession.
So it was actually working very effectively for about 12 minutes.
Maybe they call them kill shots. The 10-0 runs
are there. Out for Copeland. You can't get a more wide open look than that. Big fight on the board and a foul. Will go again before halftime in Raleigh.
Wolfpack have gotten a few free throws, but they haven't really been able to take advantage of them. Now 2 of 6 from the free throw strike.
Good ball movement and the swish from the corner by.
But he has established himself as one of the best on-ball defenders in college basketball, and really raising his draft status with that.
Caden Boozer out of the corner, and a swish there by Himenia. Chance for
zone defense the entire second half, telling me they just can't match up with Duke physically and man. And he stressed the importance of better perimeter defense and told his team, you need to be
it up there, but it won't drop for him. The other thing Caden Boozer has done, he's drawn 5 fouls. So cagey there, the dunk. Big
offensive.
Building completely sold out tonight. It's been really silent. And Boozer adds to that silence with another bucket. Is 6'5". Man, did they use that length on the offensive side. Copeland trying to get inside for 2. He'll head to the line.
But Obi, here's the other side to that Duke front line.
Sarr picking up his second foul. Copeland to the line.
The defensive possession. He will get Ben Allen Lubin off the floor. So on free throws, most likely he's going to sub him out.
Terrific game at South Bend in a losing effort. 24 points, 10 rebounds. Here's Evans. Yes, sir. 3-pointer to give him 9. 56-32. Sarr picked up the foul. Long distance and not a rattle home.
Watched them do it against Cole Serta against Notre Dame on last Tuesday. So their defense is geared to take away the #1 out.
Boy, Gungbo with a tough shot.
Got to make it official.
Ibube. Parker, by the way, once dropped 22 in the second half at Duke in a big win for Virginia. Since then, they've just gotten mean. And it made this place really quiet. Evans will launch, and it'll rattle.
All of these games. It's a big game for him showing up here and playing against the Wolfpack, where it may be just another game for others. First 10 minutes as they were trying to navigate the zone.
6:30 on Wednesday.
The Knicks just dominating the Spurs on Sunday, and a big opportunity to see the Thunder at Madison Square Garden. SGA is back, and of course, that's where all the guys put on a show, like Malik Brown is putting on his. And again, you don't necessarily see it as much. Wait a minute, we got to win.
We're going to get a lot of air underneath it. He certainly does. He misses the pair.
For Reggie.
I need to do that. It should count as a make. You know, it's impossible to do. You should get some credit. Reed, nice move on the shoulder. Off the fingertips of Boozer. It goes to his brother Caden. And knock. Boozer drops in number 1. Let's see what each team, the most in the regular season in ACC history.
Which is amazing that.
The good news, and we got it firsthand from Caleb Wilson, the star of the Tar Heels, with that busted hand. He was feeling well enough to tell us just the other day. Going in strong on him, Menu, but he played good defense on him. A tie-up on the play. Possession arrow would keep it on this end. 12:29 left in the half. For the ACC championship in back-to-back years for the first time since 2001. That was going to happen anyway as a shared title. McNeil will draw the. Man, I am in the emergency room right now with 4 doctors.
About that one, that was no fun.
That was pretty nasty. And he takes some hits.
And at least 14 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists, which is the first player to have done that this century.
Men.
And everyone else was getting involved in the offensive action, not just Boozer, who was scoreless for the first 10 minutes or so of this game.
Dunbar leaning into lane, takes a knock. 69% foul shooter. So, because they did beat Duke at Chapel Hill. The other loss against Texas.
Is find a way to get Cameron Boozer and foul trouble. That's what North Carolina did in the first half of that game. And you know, that many Caleb Wilsons.
Do not let up. Head coach John Shire was coaching, making corrections as if this was a close game. And, you know, and Shire even told us pregame. He said, we're not pulling out a trophy until we're positive that we're not sharing. So
Shire is. They find motivation, right? And when you consider that this North Carolina State program, to be able to watch, we had a chance to call some of their games during that stretch in the ACC tournament where they won
championship. Well, they did that every night.
Yeah. And then you also got a lovable person. This year was second to the 2018-2019 year in the ACC, where the ACC had 3
play in Raleigh. Caleb Boozer, nice feed, and a slam by Dunbar. Another feed inside for Boozer, but he could not get it to go during his practice. Big-time compliments for John Shire. He said they have gotten their guy. Shire has gotten, and Will Wade was incredibly impressed.
Well, and you have to be. I mean, Obi, let's look at it this way. That is truly elite level coaching. And John Shire's been able to do that with McDonald's All-Americans. And I made it when I said it is harder to coach talent. But if you ask Coach Seth Greenberg, sitting in the studio right now, it is more difficult, especially in today's points.
And adds to that.
Wow. Well, I was told that the colors are a hit, but my director must have forgotten the color line.
So 3-point line, and that's a death knell if they can't get it up to 37, 38, 39%.
They will.
Around and out.
And there will be in the front row. So there will That will be a consolation prize for the fans here at Lenovo Center this
To
evening.
say there's something tonight. Tough shot by Williams.
To building the next morning, and Boozer really moves through the world like a professional, prepares like a pro, and said he learned from one of the best in his dad, Carlos Boozer.
Things and making the right plays, but his shooting ability, everything about him. The first time I watched him, he went head-to-head with Cooper Flagg, his Katie, and Cooper's twin brother Ace. They were the stars in that game.
Foster with another three opportunity, but not this time. Rebound cleaned up again.
Who has continued to do his stellar effort defensively, now starting to become much more of a factor. I think we've pretty much got a clear-cut winner in the ACC Player of the Year.
Do that.
Well,
with
you know,
Brown.
Malik's from Virginia. He's one of my nephews, so therefore, I knew what was about to happen.
Saw a couple of opportunities to add to his point total, but Brown comes away.
#1 in the country, went to the Final Four, and he was, if maybe their best defensive player on that team, because they struggled when he got injured.
Tried to give Duke a different look and trying to stay connected, and for a while it worked. For about 10 minutes, when Cam Boozer did not score in the first. Can't wait for that. Thanks, Kev. At the line, it's Harris, and
Cameron Scott had been able to get minutes and started at Notre Dame, where they were able to get significant minutes in this.
under 3 to go in Raleigh. Abel turns the corner, lays it in. Here's a good look. And a terrific win for the Wolfpack. But they're not going to beat North Carolina and Duke. Laid up and in by Jimenez. Breed to drive it. The shot clock winding down, and they'll get the lay-in by Moussa Sanye. Tournament in Charlotte. We can't wait for that to get underway. Obviously, Duke is going to be a giant favorite as #1 team in the country, and they will have the undisputed
Play this year, and they rest in South Florida. And I am looking forward to hopefully seeing that coach there last season. But also, Miami has bigs, they have guards. I believe they can compete with the Blue Devils. I don't know that they're physical, and I would love to see them have a chance to play this year.
So that, and Duke will win this one going away 93-64. And tonight's player of the game brought to you by Voya Points.
Dame Sarr really got it started for the Blue Devils in the first half, knocking down 3 threes, and was very effective on the defensive end, as he always is.
Duke back-to-back years, and now it is on to North Carolina to take on the Tar Heels at Cameron Indoor on Saturday. Right now, back to the studio.